Welcome to my comprehensive introduction of Black Myth Wukong lore. Today we're going through the political structure and character relations based on both in-game information and backstories in the novel Journey to the West. Also, I'm going to show you some basic concepts in Chinese mythology. These concepts are universal across Oriental cultures, meaning they will help you understand other works as well beyond this game. Story of BMW is the result of political games between Buddhism and Daoism factions. They are the main powers and collectively masterminds behind the nasty plots and schemes. Some of the key characters in Buddhism faction are like these, and some of the key characters in Daoism faction are like these. I need to stress that anything we discussed here applies to the game only. Now let's dive in. The way I see it, Buddhism organizational structure is loosely similar to a partnership, like a law firm or an accounting firm, where you have Buddhas as partners and Bodhisattvas as managers. There are hierarchies, but most of the time, Bodhisattvas form their own team and work independently. Now, what does Buddha mean? It's like an honorary title given to one who is fully enlightened in Dharma, the ultimate truth or nature of reality. And Bodhisattva refers to one who is still on their way, but very close to becoming a Buddha. The novel Journey to the West greatly simplified a lot of abstract concepts. Let me brief you about what is simplified so we're all on the same page. The most senior Buddhas are categorized by space and time. In terms of space, there are Buddhas of West, Center, and East realms. Thanks to the novel, we don't need to worry about him. And these two figures are combined into one called the Buddha. In terms of time, there are Buddhas of past, present, and future. Again, thanks to the novel, we don't care about the past, and the present is replaced by the Buddha. Now, Maitreya becomes a Buddha only in the future. That means, by definition, he's still a Bodhisattva as we speak. That leaves us with a lean structure where the Buddha at the very top, Bodhisattva Guanyin, Lingji, Maitreya, Guoshi Wang, and Pilanpo in the middle, then their disciples down the bottom. Let me explain. The third prince is this guy we met in the Pagoda realm. He's the third prince of Flowing Sands from chapter 2, but he had a fallout with his father over the rodent reverence edict and left to join Bodhisattva Guoshi Wang's team. Based on journal descriptions and backstories from the novel, this right hand belongs to Bodhisattva Pilanpo. She and her son Dangstar helped Wukong defeat 100-Eye Daoist master. She didn't kill him though, but instead took him in as her security guard. Both 100-Eyed and Dangstar have ties with Daoism faction. I'll come to that later. So why the chart stops at, say, Yellow Wind or Yellow Brow? What about their minions? Do they get to be one of us? My answer turned to be no, because one has to be hired by at least a Bodhisattva. Apparently, that's above Yellow Wind or Yellow Brow's pay grade. In terms of Elder Jinshi, he probably never met Guanyin in his life because the Guanyin temple is built and run by mortals, not the other way around. By the way, I have a video on Elder Jinshi's story, link down below. Moving on to the Daoism organizational structure, it is much similar to a corporation where you have a board, C-suite, then all the departments or business groups. I'll spare you with the tedious details on how the BGs are categorized. Different books have their own different takes. We'll simply focus on the existing functions that made to the game. But first, let's start with some basics on Daoism cosmology and work our way up. In the beginning, there is only Dao, the natural way of the universe. It creates Hundun, both a legendary faceless being and the primordial chaos. The fundamental energy flows within Hundun is called Qi. It has attributes of yin and yang. Together, they form heaven, earth, and people. Daoists believe that heaven is not a whole piece, but a combination of places and layers. At the very top, there are Yuqing, Shangqing, and Taiqing, governed by the three pure ones. One which we have met in-game is Dao De Tianzun, aka Taishang Laojun, being our waifu kidnapper, Korean Immortal. The reason why I say Korean Immortal is Taishang Laojun is because of this mural after completing chapter 4. You can see his minions carry the color of Taishang, so it's fair to say that Korean Immortal is Taishang Laojun either himself or acts on his behalf. Therefore, we can put him in the board of directors bracket. In C-suite, there's Jade Emperor as the CEO, then literally his right-hand man, the Supreme Celestial Inspector. The three of them are buddies that hang out together. There's another person in C-suite being the Queen Mother of the West in HR. She's one of the masterminds behind the schemes and plots. We'll touch on that in a second. Other BGs include Guardians, Longs, 16 and 6 Jia, Stars and Keepers. Lastly, the independent subsidiary being the Brothers of Mei. Let me explain. Brothers of Mei is led by Erlang, the sacred divinity, a powerful deity originated in Sichuan province. If you are a Rick and Morty fan, you'll definitely recognize this place as in Sichuan Sauce in Season 3. You don't need me to tell you how powerful he is. You should know by now firsthand fighting him. But apart from his mightiness, he's also the nephew of Jade Emperor, which probably explains why he can remain autonomy and don't have to kiss ass in court. Moving on to the stars, I'll spare you with the details and go straight to the point. These deities are derived from the 28 mansions in ancient Chinese astronomy. Think of them as constellations on the northern hemisphere sky. We see 3 of them being Kangjin Star, Dawn Star aka Dusk Whale, and Hong Yi. Also 2 generals under the command of Black Tortoise of the North. Leave a comment if you want to know more. The 28 mansions not only work in their own department, but also take the role of guardians, alongside with 4 heavenly kings, Naja, and common soldiers of the court, under the command of Li Jing, Naja's father. I have a video on Naja's story linked down below. The 4 heavenly kings originated from Buddhism mythology, but later localized and absorbed into Daoism mythology. Think of it as they are on a secondment. 六丁六甲 is derived from 天干地支 system in ancient Chinese astronomy. Stems and branches is used to describe the movement of our solar system and positions of planets. Through a combination of 10 heavenly stems and 12 earthly branches as coordinates in the sky. It has been used to record dates since the 2nd millennium BC, so geocentric theory is never a thing. In the stem and branch combo, there are 6 Ding and 6 Jia, where Ding are female deities and Jia are male deities. Game science also combine them with Chinese zodiacs. If you play the game in Chinese, the zodiac village is actually called 66 village because of it. Despite only 4 made into the game, you can find 10 of them in the mural after completing Chapter 3. Chapter 4 story begins with Violet Spider, who used to be a celestial maiden. She's the BFF of Yao Ji, goddess of Wushan, daughter of Queen Mother of the West. The Queen Mother hosted a lotus viewing banquet by the Jade Pool. That's where Miss Violet had a crush on Admiral Tianpeng, but later they both got cast out from the celestial court. Admiral Tianpeng became Zhu Bajie and Miss Violet as Violet Spider. She ended up in Webbed Hollow and became neighbor with 100-eyed Daoist master. Bajie took on the journey to the west. When passing Webbed Hollow, he recognized Miss Violet. The 2 lovebirds finally became one and had a child. 100-eyed, at the behest of Queen Mother, turned against Bodhisattva Pilanpo and Dawnstar. This little scheme was no secret to Crane Immortal or Jade Emperor, but they decided to turn a blind eye because, success or not, it does no harm to the Daoism faction. Wait for my following episode where I'll walk you through everything here in fine detail. Chapter 5 story begins with Rakshasi, a Rakshasa princess. She gave birth to Red Boy, the last descendant of Yaksha. Rakshasa and Yaksha are 2 species out of 8 called Tianlong Babu, the 8 legions of Dharma protectors. But neither ended up well within Buddhism faction. Rakshasi then joined Daoism faction under Taishang Laojun. That's when she met her fellow apprentice, who later became keeper of the Flaming Mountains. Her husband is the Bull King, sworn brother of Wukong. The Bull King had an affair with a folk squire who gave birth to Pingping. He was defeated and dragged into Buddhism faction by Naja. After the death of Wukong, Bodhisattva Guanyin led both Bull King and Red Boy back to the Flaming Mountains. Red Boy killed the keeper when he found out the keeper covets his mother. Comparing Chinese and English texts when making this video, I've noticed that the English translation simplified a great deal that changed the whole dynamic between these characters. My goal is to bring you the most authentic lore analysis based on both translation and its original text. If you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe and leave a comment. Your support means the whole world for me to keep going. I'll see you in the next one very soon. Peace.